Okay, you guys, I'm going to try to do this really fast. So last week was the super full blood Leo wolf eclipse moon. So I had a ton of titles. This is what that all kind of breaks down to. So it was the full moon coming out of the new moon in Capricorn cycle. So this whole new moon in Capricorn talking about long-term, possible challenges, possible stuff coming up with the new moon being conjunct in between Saturn and Pluto. So this is the full moon kind of coming off of that new moon. So this is kind of being in Leo. It's like, is my heart really in my long-term plans? You know what I mean? Like the new moon in Capricorn happens right around New Year's, and then the full moon in Leo is a couple weeks later. I tend to think of this as like, is my heart really in my New Year's resolutions? You know what I mean? Am I still going to the gym like I was at the beginning of the year? You know what I mean? Now that some time has gone on, what's my heart leading me to do? Am I really behind these long-term goals? So it's the full moon. So it's a lunar eclipse will happen on a full moon. And this is the last of some lunar eclipses that have been on the Leo Aquarius kind of axis over the last 2 years. So there's two things this eclipse is going to do. One, we're kind of stepping, a lunar eclipse will kind of give us 3 to 6 months of like a portal that will bring us these changes. And with these changes that we're doing right now, this is wrapping up a period of life that started 2 years ago, January of 2017, when these eclipses started going on this Leo Aquarius axis. So we're kind of, this full moon in Leo, it's all about the heart. Like, is your heart really in it? What do you want to do? Where is your heart leading you? You know what I mean? And kind of bringing changes, wrapping up the affairs that have kind of been kind of happening on our heart level and on a social level, with all of our hearts kind of intertwining together, this Leo heart and this Aquarius group of hearts kind of thing. So changes, but also bringing this time of life to a close. So as we go into this summer, we're going to be stepping into this new phase as the eclipses are kind of following the North and South Node. North Node in Cancer, South Node in Capricorn. So they've already kind of started. So the next couple of years, these eclipses are going to be in the Cancer and Capricorn zone, right? So it's going to be a different kind of quality about the emotions versus like the passions of the heart. Anyway, so it was the super moon because we're at perigee. We're at this time of the year, we're closer than at other times. So the moon appears to be slightly bigger in the sky. So that's why it's super. Blood has to do with the eclipse because when it passes through the Earth's shadow, it gets that red tinge, it has that blood, gives it that dramatic eclipse, gives it all that stuff. I'm sure you've seen all the pictures because it was like a week ago. Also was the wolf moon. So I went and looked up in the medicine cards by Jamie Sams and David Carson, I believe, that we sell at the bookstore. Yep, that we sell at the Golden Braid Books. And, I've used these cards a lot, like a personal setting. But this is what wolf has to say. This is kind of what jumped out at me. So it says the senses of wolf. Let me hold that up there. So the senses of wolf are very keen, and the moon is its power ally. The moon is the symbol for psychic energy or the unconscious. Let me see if I can get a better focus on it. Or the unconscious that holds the secrets of knowledge and wisdom. Baying at the moon may be an indication of wolf's desire to connect with new ideas which are just below the surface of consciousness. Wolf medicine empowers the teacher within us all to come forth and aid the children of Earth in understanding the great mystery and life. So I feel like this is kind of like, you know what I mean? Speaking to this whole kind of Leo and Aquarius level change, like, what are you going to do? Leo is my kingdom, my heart, you know what I mean? Like, what kind of kingdom am I going to create? But then also Aquarius is the water bearer. How can I bring this to the people? How can I bring relief to the people? So kind of a lot of stuff within that wolf spoke to me about this, the conclusion of these eclipses. You know what I mean? It's time to speak out. It's time to be teachers. It's time to, you know what I mean? Oh, I came down here in my basement because I wanted to have my lions behind me. Anyways, what else? Yeah, I think that's it. I tried to wrap it up in under 5 minutes. Yeah, basically, what are you going to do? The full moon, there was a T-square going on. We were still in the thick of the shutdown. We'll still see what happens. But today we got the moon in Sagittarius, right up in between Jupiter and Venus. So I feel like that's, I got a lot of stuff done today, actually. That's kind of why I got caught up to this. Why it's time to kind of say, like, these changes that the eclipse brought are going to be kind of reverberating through the next little while and kind of throughout the next year. because this full moon happened at 0 degrees of Leo. It was conjunct that North Node in Cancer. So this whole kind of month, with the new moon kind of being in between Pluto and Saturn, and the full moon kind of being right there next to the North Node, this month of January is kind of a fated moment. Like everything that happens around this has these reverberations that kind of fan out over time. And what I want to say is that in general, I feel like all of my clients that I've been doing readings with and all the people I've been talking to, everybody's been kind of on this upgrade thing. Everybody's doing really well. They're making positive steps and constructive changes. And what that's really coming from is because we're taking kind of the reins and actually like making tangible steps towards goals. I feel like, the Saturn in Capricorn that has been since the, December of 2017, there's been a lot of trials and a lot of stuff that's been like nose to the grindstone. And if you've been working and putting in work and showing up to work and doing all your work that Saturn and Capricorn is putting you through, then, I'm noticing that people are upgrading. People are finding their alignment. People are finding that place where they're becoming aligned with what it is that they want to actually do, putting the work in behind that. Anyways, that's my motivation to keep me going to the gym, which I did today. You know what I mean? If you show up to the gym, you're going to see those results. You know what I'm saying? Huzzah. Anyways, full moon, eclipse, blood, wolf, Leo, moon. It was rad. Let's do some cool stuff with it. Peace.